StockPulse on location, back at the StockPulse Silver Symposium year 2 here in Airway Heights, just outside of Spokane. I've got with me now Matthew Halliday. He is the president and COO of Canada Silver Cobalt, Works, CCW, Venture Exchange, CCWOF, OTC markets in the States. Matt, appreciate you taking the time and making the trip over here. Canada Silver Cobalt, you got some silver in your name, but that's not your only game here. So why don't you talk about the vibe, and let's get into your projects.
Thank you, Rob. Yeah, well, the vibe here is really great. I love to see this post-COVID world where everyone is back and everyone is enjoying themselves and partaking in all the events. There's been a lot of excitement here, I think, and I'm really confident that this is a great forum for us to talk about silver and get our projects moving.
Yeah, let's get into them here. I mean, you got silver in name here. Get into that project, but you're working on some other things. Why don't you lay it out?
Absolutely. So our flagship project is the Castle East, and it's a high-grade silver deposit. We're working towards developing a resource and getting a PFS in place because we want to put down a ramp at the Castle East and get ourselves a large bulk sample from the high-grade silver as well as cobalt. And our intention is to be able to process that at our facility in the town of Cobalt. So we do actually have a facility called TTL. It's got a grinding circuit with a ball mill and a cone crusher, as well as a bullion furnace. So we are primed. Of course, there's a lot of legwork right now. The main focus of the Castle East is continuing the environmental baseline study, getting through the permitting phase, and moving it forward on a very technical basis.
Yeah, so a lot of investors around here asking a lot of questions here, and I guess my question is always, how do we make money together? So why don't you kind of lay out the story here a little bit deeper here, and had some tough conditions, but talk about moving forward.
Well, I think the big thing for Canada Silver Cobalt is getting a PFS ready and showing the economics of this project. This is extremely high grade. So what we're really looking for is, the over 100 ounce per ton, maybe multiple 100 ounce per ton silver bulk sample. And that's what we're really targeting here because, again, the Cobalt Mining Camp is known for that high-grade silver. And when we get that PFS out, and we'll have some numbers behind that to support that. But I think with those types of grades, it should be a very economic endeavor. And we'll be able to cover the CapEx and the OpEx and make sure that we can continue exploration from underground and go into a full mining license in the future.
Yeah, let's give investors a little perspective on the history of the land there. You're in a pretty prestigious area. You got some neighbors there. Talk about that.
Well, the Cobalt Mining Camp was founded in 1903. In 1904, they started having production. And again, it was a really prolific camp. The camp was operating up until 1989. We've had a lot of major players and a lot of small gamblers. I mean, in the old days, it was a flood. The town went from pretty much 0 people to 50,000 people, and there was mines all over the place. But in the later days, we had Teck in there, we had Hud Bay, we had Agnico. Agnico was from the camp itself, and some of their deposits were quite spectacular. Teck had the Silverfields deposit. I believe it was a 100 million ounce deposit. So the camp does have some pretty good size to it. It's produced over 640 million ounces of silver historically. So there's a lot of legs to it, and I think they really didn't use a lot of modern technology, so I believe there's a lot of silver left. They got the low-hanging fruit, and now it's up to the new explorers, companies like Canada Silver Cobalt and a lot of our neighbors to implement this new technology and define these deposits again and bring back that life.
Yeah, well, let's wrap it up here and consolidate a message here for investors who want to hunt that hidden treasure with you.
Well, I mean, to summarize everything, what we really have in terms of a vision is we don't want to be a single deposit company. I mean, we have the Castle Mine. I want to get back into the Castle Mine. We have the Castle East, which is going great. We have the Beaver Mine, which was a very high-grade silver mine in the town of Cobalt. We have the Violet. I want to continue to expand this portfolio. Continue to grow into the Cobalt Mining Camp. We have that central mill component already in the town of Cobalt. I'd love to be able to expand that in the future, and we can become a centralized miller. We can run multiple operations and start pouring silver in the future. Not only that, but we do have an emphasis on our process that can produce cobalt sulfate. So in the future, we also are looking towards building a leach plant and making sure that we can provide those value-added products to the EV market right here in North America.
Okay, we'll look forward to keeping an eye on your progress. It's Matthew Halliday. He's the president and COO of Canada Silver Cobalt Works. What's that symbol again, Matt?
CCW.
CCW on the Toronto Venture Exchange and CCWOF on the OTC markets in the States. Again, thanks for making the trip here, Matt, and we'll look forward to tracking your progress.
Thank you very much. It's been wonderful.